Dan Perry here with another Dan on Tech Python video. Before we move on to while loops, let's look at some additional functions and things using lists and review some of them that we've already done. I've got a list here that is called List 1, and it's got 6 elements: Graham, John, Terry, Eric, Terry, and Michael. And if I print it, you can see that it has all those. If I want to remove an item from the list, I can do it in one of two ways. I can remove the item based on its value or its position. If I want to remove the first occurrence of Terry, since we have 2 Terrys in our list, I can use the method. So the name of the list, .remove, and then in parentheses, the value I want to remove. This will remove the first occurrence of Terry, not the second. So now when I look at the list, Terry is gone. If I ran the list.remove again, it would remove the second occurrence of Terry. If I want to remove a value at a particular position, then I'm going to use the delete or del command. And I'll say del or delete the name of the list, and inside of the square brackets I will put its position. So Eric is in position 2. Remember, we start at 0, so if I want to remove Eric, I'll remove item 2. So now you can see both of those are gone. Now I'm going to go up and copy my original list command so I can get my list back into its original state. And now, if I want to remove, let's say, John and Terry, I could use the del, and I can give it a slice or range. Well, John is in position 1, Terry's in 2, but I need to go from 1 to 3, so 1:3, and it will stop just before element 3. And you can see that John and Terry were removed. Once again, I'm going to put my list back into its original state. I could, with that, pick a particular position and go to the end, or opposite from the beginning, with all of the slicing we've done in the past. So if I did 4:, you can see that it removed Terry and Michael from the end. So I can use either of those to remove items. If I want a particular item by value, I'll use the remove. If I want to delete one or more items by position, I use the del function. Now, getting my list again back to its original state, let me move it a little higher up on the screen. I can remove the last item of the list with the pop method. Now, it does something else. It also returns that value. So, working from idle, it will place that value or just echo that value. And so it shows Michael, and if I show the list, Michael's gone. Now I could, because it returns that, store that value in a variable, so I could see x equal list1 dot pop. This will return Terry this time, and if I look at list1, Terry's gone. So the pop lets us remove from the end. Now you can actually remove from somewhere else using the pop, but it's typically not done. The pop is typically used when you're working with a stack. I can list how many occurrences of a particular item are in a list with the count. And if I want to see how many instances of Terry are there, it tells me there are 2. If I want to find out how many occurrences of John, there are only one. So I can use the count to find out how many occurrences of a particular element are there. Now there's also two methods of sorting. One actually sorts the data and puts it in place. The other just returns a sorted list. So if I did sorted list 1, it will return the list in sorted order, but it hasn't changed the list. If I display it, it's still in the original order. So the sorted function sorts the list and returns the sorted value of the list. I could create a second list out of it, say y equals sorted list 1, and in this case now I have y, which has the same elements as list 1, but it's in sorted order. I can actually sort the list with the sort method. So if I do the list.sort, it will then sort the list. If I look at it, it is now in sorted order. I can also sort it in reverse order using the sort. I can sort in reverse order using the sort method. And in the parentheses, I say reverse equal true. And now if I look at it, it is in reverse alphabetical order in this case. Now notice the T in true had to be in capital letters. A lowercase true, or the word true in lowercase, would not do that. I can take the list and let's get it back in its original order. And I can just reverse the order it's in using the reverse method. And now it has just inverted or reversed the order. Had it still been sorted, it would have just reversed it and it had been sorted the other way. Now, those are not all of the methods you can use with lists, but those are the ones that we typically use the most. We had already looked at the append, and just to show that again, if I do list1.append and give it a value, that will add bill to the end of it. And I could also insert, and there I give it a position, say 0 for the beginning, and then the value. And that would insert mark at the beginning of the list. So those are some of the methods I can use with lists. Some of these methods will also work with dictionaries as long as it's a mutable type. The sorted will work with tuples because it doesn't actually change the value. Thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video. Please subscribe to this playlist so you don't miss future videos. Please check out and subscribe to our other Dan on Tech channel playlists.